The woman had just been released from prison. She was immediately surrounded by a fleet of luxury cars, and the man leading the convoy turned out to be the richest man of the first consortium. He treated her with extreme respect. He even stated that he wanted her to return and take over the position of president of the first consortium, all because she was once the ruler of the underworld, and the richest man used to be her subordinate. During the 10 years she spent in prison, he transformed their underworld organization into a powerful business empire. Now that she was back, he wanted to hand over the entire empire to her, but the woman refused. All she wanted now was to live with her husband and son and spend the rest of her life in peace. Little did she know, her husband and son were plotting to give her to Jack as his mistress. Because Jack was the manager of the first consortium, the richest man was extremely displeased with how they treated her, because she went to prison in the first place to protect her husband and son. Yet after she was imprisoned, they never visited her even once. Meanwhile, the woman had no idea about any of this. She rushed excitedly to see her husband and son. She happened to run into her son Tom, who was waiting for her outside. The moment Tom saw her, he looked at her with obvious disgust. Afraid that she might leave a bad impression on Jack, he tricked her, saying he wanted to buy her new clothes. Then he took her to a hotel. The poor woman thought her husband and Tom were planning a surprise for her. She was extremely excited inside. Without any suspicion, she entered the hotel room Tom had prepared in advance. Unexpectedly, there was a strange man inside the room. It was Jack. As soon as Jack saw her, ignoring her resistance, he tried to grab and embrace her. Meanwhile, her husband and Tom were standing outside the room, thinking that as long as they pleased Jack, their company would get a partnership with the first consortium and eventually go public. But just then, Jack was thrown out of the hotel room by the woman. He didn't get what he wanted, and instead got a harsh beating from her. Seeing this, her husband and son quickly rushed to help Jack up. Seeing Jack injured, they shamelessly told the woman to apologize to Jack. The woman tried to explain that Jack had tried to do something terrible to her, but before she could finish, Tom interrupted her. Seeing Tom's fierce attitude, she finally realized that everything that happened today had been orchestrated by her husband and Tom. She was deeply disappointed. These were her own husband and son. She had gone to prison for 10 years to save them, and now they treated her like this. Her husband showed no sign of remorse. He shamelessly claimed that everything he did was for the family. He said that only by gaining support from the first consortium could they become a publicly listed company. He bluntly said that if she refused, he would kick her out of the family. The woman was completely disillusioned with her husband. She mocked him, saying that if it weren't for her, all of the consortium's power would have been his. Hearing this, her son mocked her, saying she was just a housewife who had been in prison for 10 years, and that she was bragging. The only one who could make the richest man of the consortium obey was the former ruler of the underworld. Little did they know that the ruler of the underworld was standing right in front of them. The woman was completely done with them. She walked away without hesitation. The son wanted to persuade his father to stop her, but unexpectedly, the husband refused. He confidently said she had nowhere to go right after being released, and would surely come back to beg for his forgiveness. But what they didn't know was that what awaited them was the woman's revenge. After she left, she went straight to see the richest man. She told him that she would hold a banquet the next day to announce her true identity. So, when people heard that she would reveal her identity, business leaders from all industries prepared to attend the banquet. Even the queen herself paused her meeting to meet this woman. Her husband naturally received an invitation too. Upon learning that the one inviting them was the ruler of the underworld, they became extremely excited. The next day, they eagerly arrived at the hotel entrance, ready to welcome the ruler of the underworld. Soon, a fleet of luxury cars stopped in front of the hotel. The person who got out was the richest man, but unexpectedly, he quickly ran to the other side of the car to open the door for the woman. Seeing her step out of the richest man's car, they were stunned, but she paid them no attention. Instead, she refused the richest man's offer to accompany her. She plainly said that the queen would be attending today too, and sent him to welcome the queen. Her orders were something the richest man didn't dare to disobey, but to ensure her safety, he signaled to Jack to serve and protect her well. Then, he handed her the token that controlled the entire consortium's power and gave it to her. In front of the richest man, Jack behaved respectfully, but once the richest man left, Jack suspiciously questioned her, "Are you really the ruler of the underworld?" Before the woman could answer, her husband jumped in, saying she was just an ordinary woman, a housewife. Tom confidently claimed she had come today to beg for their forgiveness and return to the family. Jack immediately believed them, so he ordered his men to seize seize the woman, planning to wait until the banquet ended and then make her his mistress. The woman didn't panic at all. She directly pulled out the token the richest man had given her to intimidate Jack. Her husband didn't believe it, that she actually possessed the consortium's token. Seeing this, she handed it to them and told them to look carefully. But Jack had already assumed she was a fraud. He treated the token like an ordinary stone. He claimed that William, the richest man's right-hand man, would arrive soon to expose her identity, and he even planned to harm her. The woman immediately struck back and taught Jack a lesson. Her husband, afraid of being implicated, told her to kneel and apologize. Just then, William arrived and knelt before the woman.